Welcome to Jay and Chelle's Show and Tell podcast. We're here, everything is on the table except for politics. During this season, we will go over a variety of different topics that I'm sure you probably went through before, or maybe not. One thing's for sure, we will keep it fun, interesting, sexy, and most of all, we will keep it real. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to us. Your support is greatly appreciated. Let's get to it. Welcome to another episode of Jay and Chelle Show and Tell podcast. Hello, Michelle.
What's up, Jay?
How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm great. So excited today. We have Charles joining us today to talk about a nice topic today. Charles, what's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, good. So listen, Charles, we want to get right into this. So we want to get your perspective as far as the dating scene today. Like, you know, what you may go through, what you may experience and different things like that. So why don't you tell us a little bit, first of all, like, how is it as far as being a single man today in 2022?
From a guy's perspective, from my perspective, it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
In the sense that it's really easy out here for guys right now. Like, if you're a certain guy, especially that type of guy that a lot of women feel like, he can be relationship material, he can be, husband material, he doing something with himself. You ain't really got to do that much out here. But even worse than that, the guys that ain't doing nothing ain't got to do that much out here. So I actually feel sorry for women out here in this single game.
Right. So when you
That's
say
a wrap. We're done. The dating scene is smoking hot for dudes.
Miss Michelle,
And
we just getting started, Miss Michelle. So when you say, I want you to kind of break down that easy part. When you say easy as in like women outnumber us 6-1, 4-1. When you say easy, what do you mean by easy?
So you said 6-1, right?
Chicks are easy.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it.
Nah. Not that the women are easy, right? You said 6-1. I don't know how close that is to around the world or whatever else, right? But let's say it's 6-1 or 10-1, women and men, right? Nah, all those men actually ain't in that category of men you want to settle down with. So that means now it's like what? 20-30-1?
Yeah, but are they women you want to settle down with? Or
Wait, we ain't got that far yet. Right. But here's the problem. If it's 30 women to the guy you really want to be with, and let's say that guy not even the hottest guy on the planet, he just a decent looking guy, about his career, doing his thing, somebody you could depend on, doing other things, hopefully sexually or whatever else. But the main thing is, though, that's 30-1 for him. What happens when the guy get even better than that? So now we at 50-1? Y'all all got to compete for that one guy?
All right.
well, thanks if you're a single girl, I guess.
I'm just saying, that makes it a little bit harder out there. And then what ends up happening, y'all competing for that guy's attention.
Stepping up our game.
And the bad part is now it gets easier, right? You remember when independence became a big thing, right? I can do for myself. The woman can do for herself. She don't really need a guy.
That was one of my questions. Do you like independent women? No, I'm independent. I'm not about to go change a tire or something, but I consider myself to be an independent female. But is that something that's an attractive quality or do you want to be needed?
No. I love independence. I want to be wanted.
Want to be wanted, not needed.
Yeah, because if
That's
you
a
just
difference.
need
That's a big
me,
difference.
if you just need me, then that means you don't need me no more. Then what?
True.
Nah, I want to be wanted. I want somebody. I want them. I need a partner. I need a good partner, right? As a man, especially if you're religious, right? If you're religious,
which clearly both of you are, as we've established before the show.
I have religious tendencies. I'm not full blown. I'm a realist, but I don't want to get into that religion part. But continue.
Well, I put it to you like this, right? If you are religious, if you are Christian or whatever else, right? If you believe in that creation story, right? If Eve, right, is a rib of Adam, that means that man can't be whole without that rib, right? So you got to have that person, right?
Right.
So as far as it goes with out here and these guys that I see some women dealing with, that independence came along and y'all started to go, oh, well, I could do this for a guy. I can do this for a guy, right? And then you had those guys that let those women do those things, man. And, Selena was on the show last week, right? Mm-hmm. I remember she told me, I think she said on the show, she like the guys that became the bad bitches at the bar now, right? Mm-hmm. You go to the club now, what do you see? It's a booths. The booths ain't got men in it most of the time. There's none but women in the booths, right? None but women.
So let me ask you this question then. So when I say 6-1, or when you say 30-1, or
50 to 1,
or 50, 50 is a hot number.
That is a hot number.
51. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that there's so many single available women out here today? And that could possibly be a tough question, but as far as your experience and you're saying that it's easy, meaning like if it's easy for you, then that means that it's a possibility that you run into just so many single women. Why do you think there's so many single women out here available?
I mean, I think that's the difference, right? I think the difference is, I think Western society, especially here in America, we don't value marriage like we used to, right?
Great point.
We don't value that. We don't value those same goals, the same moral goals we used to have. Right now, everybody's out here just doing them, right? Sexuality is really big. I don't have to go to the strip club to see somebody shake ass. You know what I'm saying? I can just go to any regular bar up the street, right? WAP come on, everybody twerking, right? So things have changed. So you don't have to really do those things. Like even now, as a guy, if you just be very honest with a woman, you could probably get everything you want. You ain't even got a lot no more. You can have 3-4 at a time if that's what you want to do.
That's crazy.
I mean, and then you got more women out here now that's, they get into their sexual drives earlier versus, 30, 40 waiting. And they want to get wild too. They want threesomes. They want a girlfriend too. They want 2 boyfriends. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's different out here.
So I actually think that a lot of women today, middle age, well, I can't even say 30s, and 30s is middle age or whatever. Between the 30s and the 45s,
there'll be some commentary on that.
I said the 30s and the 45s.
Great.
Let me just
middle age is 30.
Let me just take the number
140.
Right. Exactly. Let me just take the numbers out of it. Right. So we have a lot of women that think past tense in a sense. Right. They say, well, I can cook, I can clean, I can do all the things around the house that a man will want, and believe that's what men want today, not even knowing that today.
Charles is laughing, so I don't know if that's what men want.
Today, men cook. They can cook their own food. They can wash their own clothes. They can clean their own house. So why settle for a woman that just knows how to do that? And I'm coming around to this particular, scaling system that we kind of like touched on, right? and the scaling conversation is very unique because everybody has a different type of scale, right? If you could say, okay, scale me between 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, everyone automatically thinks, okay, they just look at looks, right? Explain to me how you look at a woman being single and you put her on that scaling system. What does your scaling system look like?
So for me, I'm gonna be honest. Like when we talking scales usually is on the looks part, right? But it depends on who you are. For me, it's a given, right? No matter what you look like, no matter how bad you are, if there's no culture, if there's no substance to that person, I mean, you pretty much just got a trophy, right? You bring her out on girlfriend night, and you need that real woman at home that's gonna have your back, somebody you can actually open up and be. What's the word when you can't even think of the word right now, but when you actually want to let somebody in on who you truly are, right? When your sad days, your more, we call them weak days.
There's more
right?
substance to that person.
Well, it's definitely more substance to them if y'all can have that type of connection, right? Like I like an intellectual type of person, or somebody who can bring something new. Like I like learning new things from people, like trying new things. I used to be a little bit more stuck in my ways back in the day, but you can't be like that when you with somebody else, right?
Do you like women who are knowledgeable about sports?
I do. I do,
Curious.
right? I do like women that's knowledgeable about sports. Is it a big deal? No, not at all. I got my boys for that.
Yeah.
Right? That's not that big of a deal. But, I like somebody who is open to trying the things that I like to try. And then, like I said, I had to get more open with trying the things I like to try. I wasn't much of a housewives type of person back in the day. Now, if that's what she really likes and that's the person I want to be with and she wants me to sit down with her, then I will sit down and everything else. Once I start watching the show, now I'm asking all sorts of questions. So I piss everybody off if I come in midway through, because now I'm like, hold on, we got to go back.
That's what I do. Even if I'm watching the show, I fall asleep a couple times and be like, what happened there? Oops.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. You said that, and I was asking about the scale because everybody's scale is different, like I said before. And when you just base the scale off of one particular thing, then you're bound to fall into different situations where you may not be comfortable with, because you went in looking at a particular person one way and just base them off that instead of everything around. For instance, skill, how they may live every day, what they may think about different things, what type of value that they may bring into your life. So have you tried any like dating apps or anything like that when it comes to women? Have you looked into that?
I think the only thing I ever tried was what was that? Facebook had one.
Facebook dating?
Yeah, I tried that. That was horrible. Like whatever algorithm he's using, he needs to like throw it in.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you what algorithm the women use on it. They use it's a lion algorithm, right? So about 46%, 46%.
Wait, here it is.
a lion algorithm.
So about 46% of women lie on their.
I thought he meant lion like an animal.
No,
like
lying.
Got it.
Lying.
Got
Women
it.
use a lying algorithm on their dating profiles. About 46% of them, right, down to the dog, down to lying about their dog. So,
like they actually have a dog and they say they don't.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I say my dog is cool, but you meet her and she's clearly not. So
right, and then when you look at these different profiles, they all look the same, right? And you figure like all these women, they sound beautiful. They're living a good life. They're special. They're sweet. They're kind. They're what's the word they like to use? I'm a good woman. You know what I'm saying? So
everyone says they're loyal.
Yeah.
Everyone says they're...
if all this is true about all these women on let's just say Facebook dating, then why aren't they with anyone? Why are they on Facebook dating? So that's what I didn't understand.
Come on now. I mean, all that stuff is subjective in the first place. What's a good woman to you and what's a good woman to me could be totally different, different things. And then you talking about lying. I mean, but they've been lying for the longest time. I mean, them filters is one thing, right?
right. So check the filters, right? If they swiped over about 10 times, then okay, she may have that lying algorithm.
That's the only bad part. You start going through things, and now you up and swiping left a long time trying to find one picture of them without the filter, right? So, I mean, that lie's already been in there. Then no matter what you read, everything they wrote could have been completely accurate. Then y'all get to talking and y'all just don't mesh personally, conversational wise, right? They could be awesome on paper, but if y'all can't connect, then it won't even matter. Then a person that has almost nothing on their page or trash on their page, you might talk to them and find that person for you. You never really know who that person's going to be. That same person that's doing nothing with their life might get with you, and then all of a sudden now they doing big things, right? You see a lot of women who get these men not doing nothing, and they get them on, they bring them up. Unfortunately, that man ends up taking off for somebody else,
right?
You know, depending on who that person is. But I think that has a lot more to do with the breakdown of families and the fact that we're not marriage-based as a community or really as a people in Western society anymore. So we just kind of run away from these situations.
And that's the thing too. The easiest thing to do in a relationship is to walk away, right? That's the easy thing to do because no one wants to sit there and, you know, try to work things out. You can have in a relationship, you can have let's just say a month straight of great things going on, right? And then something may trigger an argument, and what's the conclusion? Somebody's ready to leave because they can't work this particular type situation out, which I always found kind of weird, you know, that's why I believe that it is that number, you know, that 6 to 1 or 20 to 1 or 50 to 1 is like that. You know, folks give up too soon today when it comes to relationships.
I would say though, in that situation, you know, blame goes both ways, right? It takes two people for a relationship to work. I would have to say men we're not really doing. We got a lot of blame of our own, right, when it comes down to it, because some of us either have been in relationships before and then we get hurt, and most men don't know how to deal with their emotions no dang way. So once they get hurt once, they don't want to walk that road no more. Right. I mean, women, on the other hand, are you kind of, unfortunately, been raised, well, not unfortunately, you've been raised with your emotions, but unfortunately, you've also had those emotions hurt probably many times before you even got to the point that you were really ready to be married, right? So, you know, women can deal with their emotions way better than men can, because when a man falls deep in love, boy. Oh, well, see, I'm talking about emotions like stress and things like that. Even guys don't always handle stress well.
I think I need to stick up for the women for a second, though, because I think you mentioned women will lie, the lying algorithm. I think men do too. I mean, let's just face it. It's both ways. It's men and women will lie. I think the pictures, the photos, that is hard. With the filters, you're right, because eventually you're going to see what that person actually looks like. And I know we're not basing everything on looks. There has to be more behind it. However, but the working in a relationship, that I love that you said that, because it does take two. It does take effort. I mean, you both mentioned it. It's relationships are hard, and you have to be with that right person who you have to learn how to fight, basically, and how to get through those relationship issues and move forward with it and get stronger and grow. So.
For you to be, you know, a single man, how many women have you met and say, hey, well, I just got out of this relationship, or I just got out of that relationship? I think most of the time folks don't take time to actually heal from what they may have been through. To your point, Charles, you say, you know, once you've been hurt, they carry that or whatever within their emotions or within themselves. They never take the time for themselves to figure out, you know, who they are now at this particular point, or what type of person they may want to try to pursue. But instead, they hop from one person to the next person, so that this next person is actually helping them get over the last person, but they haven't really fixed that particular situation and or breakup. You know, there's a lot of rebound situations out here also, I believe. Do
you like when women approach you or make the first move or initiate contact? Is that sexy? Is it annoying? You love it? You're nodding. You love it. Yeah. You don't want the pressure of doing it.
What man doesn't love it?
I don't know.
Come on now.
I don't know that. That's why I was genuinely curious. Every man loves that?
Listen.
Really?
Listen. You got to understand a couple of things, right? it's nothing for you to get hollered at. Just
that's right.
Opening the door, going like, "Hey, right? Nah. Somebody coming to me, shoot, yeah, I like it.
That's awesome.
I like it. Does it mean they get my number? Ladies. No, it does not mean they get my number. But
no, but I still think it shows that you're outgoing and not afraid. No, I love that.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Good. Strong women. I love strong women. Good. I love independent women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a real woman, no matter who she is, no matter how independent she is, still wants a strong man if that's what she wants, true. Right? Mm-hmm. And as a guy, if you're, and unfortunately, there's a lot of guys out here that can't handle that because they feel threatened.
Right.
I don't at all. If you can paint, if you can cut grass better than me, if you can hang drywall better than me, come on and do it. Yeah. I am not about to sit here and be mad or upset. You know, right. I'd rather have somebody to do it with me versus me just doing it all by myself. Can I do it? Yeah. If she can want to come help, come on, let's do it together. We a team, right?
That's
so,
awesome.
I'm good.
Good. Well, note to the ladies. Make the first move.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Now, awesome. The thing is y'all not as used to rejection as men is, which is why typically y'all
do you
don't make
kindly
the first
reject
move.
them then? Are you like nice about how you reject women or?
Well, I mean, being single right now, you know, we'll sit down, we'll talk. We having good conversation and everything else. So yeah, I'm not about to be that type of asshole to anybody. Right. That's just wrong. Especially when you can probably almost understand how much courage it took for her to come up and say something to you. Because as a man, we always the ones that got to go make that first move, and then y'all be at the table with like 5 of y'all. It ain't like y'all come out by yourself.
That's true.
You know, y'all out with 16 of your friends, and now I got to walk through every single person. I got to talk to everybody, say hi. 16 of y'all, I probably got to check and go, yeah, y'all not all getting a drink today. Not today. Not all 16 of y'all. 4 or 5 of y'all. Then, okay, we can do that. But
do you still do that if you see somebody you like? Do you buy them a drink? Or send them a drink? Is that still something that people do? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially if you sit down talking to somebody, you're gonna sit there and take up 5, 10, 15 minutes of their life.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally you walk up to somebody that, especially if you're at the bar and they sitting on the rail, you know, at the rail, and they ain't got no drink in their hand, you at least ask. That's just courteous. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. So nah.
So we talked a little bit about when you're in a relationship and there's issues you have to work through, and you pick your battles, right? Like in any relationship you do that.
Yeah, but I'm learning about that one.
Yeah. Well, okay. So just some nice friendly advice for the fellas. Yeah. Pick your battles. Yeah. And I think women do it too. But is there anything for you that is non-negotiable? Is there anything that is a complete deal breaker? You won't even deal with it. Just curious.
Good point. I don't share my women, so no, she can't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. On the side. No, she can't do that. So that's non-negotiable.
Okay.
I'm not much for a housewife. You know, I like somebody that's actually kind of old school doing something.
Right? Yeah.
Well, it all depends, right? If we got the money, or if whatever job she has and we got a newborn or something like that, and it make more sense for her to stay at home versus paying daycare, then I mean that's different, right? If it happens, it happens. But I'm really not necessarily a fan of it. My mom always worked. All the women in my family, you know, are working, hardworking women. Yeah. So I'm just not used to that.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems today too, because a lot of these single women that's out here single, they will look at a guy and say, you know, okay, well, I only want to be a housewife, or come and take care of me. You're the man of the house. I'm the woman of the house. And these days in 2022, it's just kind of hard based on the way how everything is now today, you know. So
I actually had that happen to a friend.
And that's probably one of the reasons.
Going to medical school, and he met someone, and she said, "Oh, you're going to be a doctor? That's awesome, because I've always wanted to stay at home." And so just as was automatically assumed, if you're going to be in the medical field, I get to be a stay-at-home mom, and that shouldn't be assumed.
That's when you look at her and go, "Oh, that's nice for whoever you end up with."
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Now you got some women that say that and they're just joking around, whether they're because you got some people women that's just like anybody else. They got to have a purpose. They got to have a drive. They got things they want to do. They might not have grown up waiting on no man to do nothing, right? Once you get used to it and being able to do for yourself, it's kind of hard to just fall back. I think what is happening out there though is that, you know, women are finally getting a taste of what it is to be more like that man in that man role of, you know, you got to provide for everybody, right? And to be honest, the guys y'all normally want them because, you know, they're dependable. You can always, they're going to take care of things. If it's a hard situation, you know, they'll take care of it. But y'all get to work usually, right? Especially those in relationships, especially hopefully a good one. And if you got that type of dynamic where the man is really, you know, that provider, even though she works and everything else, you know that you could depend on him. He's going to be strong. You're not worried about him running away in a fight, right? You ain't worried about none of that stuff. You know, a man is normally on 10, 24/7. We don't really get breaks. You know what I'm saying? You come home, you know, even if she's, you know, taking care of the household, cooking, cleaning, everything else, you got to be already ready to take over, right? Like if you in charge at work, you got to keep everybody in line at work. You got to make sure everything stay in line at home. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really get to come off 10. So now I'm talking to different women. They're single. They're running their households and, you know, they get it. Like,
right.
You know, the stress is always on, even when it's not real stress, but you got the kids, and it's even more so because they got the kids. They got to pay the rent. They got to make things happen. And, you know, those strong women are still looking for that guy that they can share that responsibility with. Like, they're leaders now, but they don't want to have to lead 24/7. To be honest, you got guys, they don't want to have to lead 24/7 either, right? They at least want 20% of the break from leading. So
yeah,
I think now that women are going more so through it, they kind of understand what that guy's going through. And I'm telling you, be honest, it's a lot of women I've met that are looking to have somebody they could follow, right? True. Now, you got a lot of guys out there ain't willing to put in the work it take to lead a woman like that because they a little bit already scared off because maybe she make more money than them, right? Maybe they not like them other women where he can just immediately boss her around, right? He don't know how to talk to her. He don't know how to put her in place in a proper way, right? You don't have to be derogatory to put that woman, you know, in her place when she gets out of line. And most women want a guy that she know when she got out of line and then she get checked. And just like that guy, if he got a woman and all she do is give in 24/7, at least the real men I know, yeah, that's no fun either, right? Right. So
I got like a two-part question here. So the first question is when the last time you been out on a date, like actual date?
Probably last night.
Wait, what was yesterday?
Yesterday was Thursday.
No, not Thursday.
No? All right. Probably Wednesday.
Went to the gym.
That was your last date?
My last date was at the gym.
Really?
Your last date was at the gym?
You picked someone up at the gym?
Oh, no. No. Me and the weights. We had a date.
I see.
Female, yeah. So no, I mean,
I date the weights every day.
It's kind of yeah. Y'all are going strong about that. So, so here's my thing though, right? Is it still a date when when you actually talk to the people for multiple times? If that's a date, then yeah, it was Wednesday. Yeah.
What type of woman would you consider a headache type woman, like that just irk your nerve? Are you even talking to someone like that, or have you ran into any women like that where you just had to be like, okay, we can't do this? You know what I'm saying?
This is the most evil laugh I've heard in a long time. Oh boy.
So, you know, it's gonna depend. Like, if it's a little bit too hood rat for me or too ratchet, then I probably can't deal with that all the time. Mm-hmm. If the voice is probably too annoying, then I probably can't do that all the time. One of them super high pitched voices, you know what I'm saying? Super high pitched all the time. I probably can't deal with that.
Which those are things you really cannot change about yourself. So it's probably better you don't go down that path. You'd know right away, pretty much.
Yeah, because you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't do that. Let's see, what's some other things? I mean, I've had to, right? It's just some people that sometimes y'all just on the same page, right? What you trying to do and what they about, y'all just don't really seem to be about that same life, right? So it can really vary. But yeah, the voice and The conversation, yeah, that would be the things to just go, man, you are beautiful, but this just won't work.
Exactly.
So you find yourself early on, you have conversations early on, you pretty much could know whether you'd mesh with someone fairly soon or like fairly early in the relationship or in the talking, not relationship.
So I'm a little bit different. Like after we get to talking for a little while, if I can enjoy spending time with that person, because for me, I like going out. I don't really like sitting in the house. So if I'm gonna spend my money, it's gonna be with somebody that I value spending time with, right? So that means we got to be able to have fun together, have some conversations. Like I said, we got to be able to chill, right, and be friends, plus all that other stuff. But if the friendship stuff ain't there, I can tell you right now, after one night in the bed, that might be it.
Right.
So if I can't spend my money with you, we can't even mess around. Like I won't. I'll put it like this. I've had situations where the date didn't go right, wasn't going right. And it's like, there's no need for me to even try to sleep with you. Like, it's not worth it to me.
Right.
Let's just say in the last 2 months, right? Let's just say you had 4 dates, right? Mm-hmm. Out of those 4 dates, which one got the bedroom service? They all 4 or were all 4 or 2 or 3 or 1 or what was it?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about people you just met, like you newly dating them, right? Mm-hmm. You ain't known them for a while. I'll be honest. I think I had went on at least at the minimum 2 dates where we went out once and then that was it. Like it was one of those things of I could pursue it further, but I just don't think it's going to work out. So it's not really worth it.
Now, have you ran into one where it was a mutual agreement where we knew that it wasn't going to be like, okay, this is what we go do, and that's just that. It ain't going no further. And in other words, like more sexual attraction towards that particular woman.
I think what he's trying to say is if you're going to jump into bed, as long as you both agree, we're just hopping into bed, that's going to be it. There's nothing more.
Well,
is that what you're trying to say? No, is that what you're trying to ask though? Like you agree upon it, like you're going to hop in the bed, but there's no future here.
Yeah, something like that.
No.
Something like that.
Well,
sorry.
If I took it the way you took it, right?
Yeah.
So we probably won't make it that far because if I can't hang out with you, like, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there's a situation that could come up. It has not come up. Don't get me wrong. If you banging in every single area physically and sometimes you just got to go in for what it is. But everybody doesn't fit that, I just have to sleep with her. I mean, a lot of time men are sleeping with women just to conquest, right? It's new, right? The only thing better than something that's already really, really good is something new. And that new don't even have to look as good as the thing you got sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. You know, it's just that you want something new and it's fun because you get in long-term relationships, no matter how good y'all both were sexually in the beginning, y'all get used to each other and y'all can't get bored of each other. So you have to have something else or then spice it up some other way. So you do have that. Now, this is a new thing. Like, so I wasn't very big on intimacy back when I was in a long-term relationship, right? So I didn't really get none of that. I get it now, but I didn't get it then. So I think for couples that had that type of intimacy both ways, whatever that is for him, whatever that is for her, or whoever's dating whoever, then I think that the attraction can stay, but also that drive to be sexually active with each other, you know, long term can stay if you have those things. Yeah,
good to know.
Right. So what advice would you have today for well, let me first ask you this question. Are you looking to settle down anytime soon? Or are you just, you know, having fun?
Now we're getting personal.
Or are you just having fun and everything, as you said, is easy? You know what I'm saying?
So
let's just say as soon as this airs,
I am
people
open,
are going to want to hit you up.
I am open to it now. When I first got back out here into this dating game, I wasn't, I'll be honest. I was in a long-term relationship. I'm not looking to go right back in, and I don't easily get in relationships because if I do, right, my word, I was always raised my father, you know, your word is, as a man, is who you are, right? But as an individual, that's who you have to be as an adult. So if I settle down with somebody, it got to be that person I know, this is the one I want to be with. I'm not going to go out here and step out on her with somebody else just because they look good, right? Just because we had an argument. Like, I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to settle down with somebody if I don't even think they could possibly be that person I'm going to marry. Right. So that won't even happen. So nah, I was out here. I was probably more for the streets when I first got back out here. So I am now getting to a point where if it does come about, I'm open to it. But that's probably more recent. But yeah, for the most, in the beginning, I told people up front, I'm like, I'm not looking for nothing. We good. And I can tell you right now, most people were okay with.
We went through that the last episode with Selena, that you need to be genuine. You need to
when we talking
be
about
fair.
We talking about easy? Oh man, come on now. I try to tell guys, I'm like, listen, just be honest, because everybody deserves a choice. If you now want to talk to me because I'm not looking for a relationship, you deserve to be able to go about your business, because I don't want to waste your time. Now, if you want a good friend, somebody you can hang out with, chill with, we can be sexually active together and everything else. But at the end of the day, this is what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. And I can tell you right now, it's like I said, depending on who you are, it's kind of easy. So
good for you.
But I met a lot of good people that way too, which is why I can speak more on some of the situations, some of the people I know that they're going through, looking for men. A lot of time, like I said, talking to some of these women, especially women that think that, a guy's older now, he should be more mature. And a lot of times what they're looking for is maybe a guy that's a little bit more understanding of their feelings, more understanding of, their emotions. And unfortunately, if you got that guy who was raised the way they raise most men, like I said, if he don't know his emotions, how he gonna know yours, right? And then guys that go a little bit, maybe nuts, or they get a little bit, I don't know about stalkerish, but a little bit crazy, right? When they get all the way into you, most men not used to depend on nobody. So if now he's dependent on you and he don't really know how to do that, as a man, we always seen like having that, being vulnerable was a sign of weakness. Like, because I can't be vulnerable to this guy across the table to me, right? Because as
just
a man,
so vulnerable is sexy, in my opinion.
Don't get me wrong. Nowadays,
I think a lot of women feel that way.
I think men are getting to a point, but there's a line, right? A man can't be more vulnerable than his woman. Right. And what I mean by that, he can't be.
But I think vulnerable is fine.
Yeah, because at some point in time, that woman goes, all right, you starting to act like a little. I don't need you to man up a little bit now. Oh, I can?
Yeah, you can
you're
say
starting to act like a little bit. Sure, then if you say that to a guy, right, it's kind of like that woman walking up to you to try to ask you out, right? Then he won't be vulnerable with you again, right? Because, guys have hard days. They want to be able sometimes to sit there and complain, especially you get a guy that's to the point he not going to tell nobody nothing. Now he there alone, everything building up. And then when they go to the point that he can't take it no more, he crazy, suicidal, he killing somebody, right? So, mental health is a big thing. And especially I know in the Black community, and I think for a lot of men, though, most men don't go to counseling, right? I know I didn't when I was once asked to go. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, the counseling is
that's like something for you, right? That's something for you.
That a lot of males counseling is, that blunt, that drink.
Hey, look, we don't usually even talk to our boys about our true feelings. You got to have that female friend that you feel like opening up with, right? So, but now. Man, I got a therapist. She's so awesome. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, it's definitely nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. You know what I'm saying?
It's great.
And you will feel a lot more comfortable talking about different issues or whatever the case may be. So I think if you feel like you do need counseling, just to put that on the table, then you should go and get it. It's nothing is wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that.
It's so awesome. Yeah, if you got the right one, mine is awesome.
True. And I think sometimes you have to go through maybe a couple to find the right one. I don't know if you'd had to, but I just know with
I prayed on
people's
mine.
experience.
Bring that religion
Good.
back in. I prayed on mine.
That's awesome. Well, I think to wrap this up, I guess I want to know, is there anything that we have not covered today that you want single women to know about dating?
Honestly.
Yes, honestly.
They got to go down south.
All right.
They have to go find a man down
Noted.
south. You really got to find an area of, and a place where if you're looking for a husband, you got to find people that's looking to be husbands. And there's some men out there like that they might be running into the wrong woman, right? That's not really meeting those criteria they might have. I think I've run into a lot of women that's really doing their thing. You know, they have no problem with being submissive in the areas that need to be submissive. Because, I mean, you get in a household, it probably runs a lot better if that woman is a lot happier. You know, so that means that as a man, you're going to probably shut up and just do what you need to do to keep that household happy. I didn't realize that early on in my life, but now I get it. I get it a lot more now. So, yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about getting older. You start to mature on a lot of different things and learn from a lot of different things. So that's great. So listen, Charles, I do appreciate you coming out today. Thank you for sharing some of your experiences with us, with me and Chelle. And until next time, see you soon.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, thank you.